This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services. Are you still cutting your own grass? Are you still trying to get your landscaping to look perfect on your own? That sounds sweaty. That sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a job for Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services. Family owned and operated. Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services, located on Kern Street in Exeter near Blue Ribbon Dairy, has the quality and experience to get your yard looking its best. The Garden Center offers plants, trees, sod, mulch, rocks, flowers, topsoil, grass seed, straw bales, and much more, while the Lawn and Landscaping Services offers mowing, trimming, planting, and full landscaping. And also new at Keller's Garden Center is the Zen Chaser Bonsai Studio, offering bonsai trees, supplies, and classes. Visit them on their social media page for more info. Keller's Garden Center and Landscaping Services. Get your free estimate today. Gentlemen, this might be my biggest podcast yet. 5-on-1. No, nothing.
Here we are. Yes.
Nothing. 5-on-1.
This is all five of us are here.
5-on-1.
Off to a great start.
I'm glad that landed. It's good. It's good. So what's up?
Nothing. What's up with you, man?
Got the band EverChanger. Are you still from Massachusetts?
Yeah.
David moved?
Chris.
right,
Yeah,
'cause-
Chris is in Rhode Island.
I'm the
Okay.
outlier. Yeah.
All right. Well, so Will, who is below me, get it? Below me? Below
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Has been on the podcast before with a band called Buried Giants. Buried Giants.
Wait,
Buried
that's
Giants.
Will from Barry
Oh
Giants?
my
No
God.
way.
In a second.
William from Barry Giants.
Oh my God. Will from Barry Giants and Chris
Yes.
from Late Nine in the
Oh
same
my
band.
God.
We're like a super group.
Jesse
Yeah, we're
from
a
Star
super group.
67 crazy.
Wait, didn't you open for that band at the Palladium?
Oh, that band Filter, one of the greatest industrial metal bands of all time.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did actually.
That's sweet.
That was,
did
that
you
was a
take a-
long time ago.
Did you take a picture?
There's got to be something somewhere, but that was like a high school
What was
act.
that?
It's another fail joke.
Oh, Filter, I get it. Right.
Oh,
Yeah, we're smart here.
Oh man.
Well,
But that
now.
Will, that was like almost 2 years ago. That was episode 110. This will probably be
Wow.
189-ish. So it's like November, I think, of 2022. Can we talk about really quickly what happened? I mean, that was a good project. I really liked that band. What the hell happened?
So this is really we're gonna
boy.
talk about this. Okay.
yes,
So,
we
um,
are.
There's a lot of kind of difference of what we wanted. One, I'm not gonna name any names, but
Yeah, no names needed.
some people in the band wanted to be more like only social media focus. And me personally, I was like, yeah, that's important, but we can't forget to also have fun and like play gigs. And then, so I think so when we went on your show, it was like, you said November. So I think it was like into the next year, we lost our guitarist. And so that kind of set us back a little bit. So we were like really focused on social media, and I was doing all of the social media. So I was getting really burnt out. And then we found Cameron actually was in Barry Giants for a little bit.
A few
and
months.
a few months. And then Jesse joined Barry Giants for a week. And then the band imploded on itself because
Of
it was just like-
Jesse. It was
wasn't my
all
fault.
Jesse.
no. But it was
I
just like a lot.
may have been like a catalyst or something, but it wasn't my fault.
No, it was just more like, hey guys, I think we should we have a guitar player now. He knows all the stuff. you know, I know we want a second guitarist, but we can definitely work with, because we were just a one guitarist band since the inception of that band. So I'm like, all right, we have one guitarist, we can make that work. Let's get back out there because we hadn't played in a while. I'm like, you know, and we have new material. So like, let's just go. Let's fucking play, you know? Because it's been so long where like even if we made a Facebook post or an Instagram post, people were like, oh, you guys are still a band? Like, when are you gonna play again? You know? And I'm like, yeah, we need to play. Like, we can't forget about that aspect of being in a band. And it was just, and then they texted me this. I remember this. They sent me a Google Doc form of like this
An itinerary.
an itinerary, like the 6 month plan before we even go on stage. I'm like, guys, I don't want to do that. That sounds like ass. Like that sucks. It was just like, oh, we need to do social media more. We need to get these music videos done. We need to do this and this and that. I'm like, guys, what if we just don't do that and like play a show every month and then like kind of get the ball rolling again? And it was just like I remember Jesse saying like, yeah, how come we haven't played a show yet? And I'm like, okay, so I'm validated in this. And it was just,
Well,
it was,
I remember also when I first joined, there was a show booked for some time in like
Yeah.
July, which would have been like
And
a
that-
few months in the future.
but
And
thing
Will
is,
Weekender.
asked everyone if everyone was still down, and I was the first to respond and be like, yeah, let's get it. And Will was like, oh, I didn't even think you would play this one. And I was like, okay. But
Well, the thing is
and then
like-
everyone else was like, nah, like not
like
ready.
the thing is though, it was like that conversation to get us on that show was like pulling teeth. And I'm like, why am I like trying to persuade these people to play a show? Like, I joined a band because I like playing shows. Like, that's really
Let me jump in here real quick. So when I talked to you in November of 2022, now I met you like 2 months prior to that at the
Yeah.
in Scranton at the Steamtown Music Conference, whatever the hell that's Electric City Music Conference, and then part at the Steamtown Awards. But I met you there. So you played that weekend, right?
we did, yeah.
Okay. So how many shows did you play before like we actually sat down on the podcast?
Probably like two.
Oh, okay. So that you were okay. And then not many after that, like the kind of band.
Honestly, after that was probably like one or two.
Oh, geez.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, it was like after that PA trip, the guitarist was like, hey guys, you know, because this was like our first time over like state lines, like going somewhere far away. And the
You guys
guitarist
got
was
your-
like, hey guys,
You got your passports to do it.
yeah. And the guitarist kind of like came up to us and was like, hey guys, you know, I'm not really about that. Like he kind of had the taste of like touring, I guess you could say, like being on the road or whatever, even though we got like an Airbnb and it was like we kind of partied the whole time we were there. And it's like honestly, that's fine. Like that's whatever. Like if that's not for it's if you want to be a weekend warrior, there's no problem in that. You know, I'd rather someone be honest with me. And that's what I asked all these guys when I first brought us all together. I'm like, hey guys, I want to do this. Is this something we all want to do? You know, just to get on the same page. So after we lost our guitarist, we kind of were like just a drummer, vocals, and me bass. And then we found Cam. But like we had time with Cam where we could have played a show every month.
Mhm.
And we didn't.
Without a
for
doubt.
yeah, without a doubt. Like but we didn't for some reason.
Okay.
There was always like an excuse or something. And it was just like, I don't know, man. It's just...
So all right, well, really quick, well, tell me, and then we'll kind of jump away from that, and we'll get into like the current band and what matters. But when you say they wanted to be a social media band, so you just kind of wanted to post stuff on social media and not ever play gigs, and maybe just like tell girls you're in a band, or what? How does that work?
So from what I understand, for some reason, the other person in this band who was Jesse's laughing because he knows who I'm talking about, but
I mean,
Yeah. But
I was there.
he had it under the impression that if we had like a huge social media following and we had like all this engagement and we were like posting consistently, he like had this impression that if a bigger band came through and needed an opener, the booker would see us and see like, oh, they have a lot of followers, I'm gonna book them. And I kept telling him like, that's not how that works at all. Like,
Well, I remember an exchange where um this other person said something along the lines of, why would we play a show to like, 20 or 30 people, whatever, here, when we could make one post that reaches the whole country?
yeah, and I'm like, that's not the
And it's like
point, dude.
that's not really like how it works,
Yeah.
like it doesn't translate.
And I had around that time had been booking some of my own DIY shows. And I'm like, yeah, if like there are plenty of bands in this scene that have like 100 followers on Facebook, but they always fill a venue out, because they just don't post on social media. And it's like they can pull that number of people, but like they barely post anything on social media, you know? It's not all like I understand that social media is very important for like working bands that want to like kind of go further, but you also got to like you got to fill out venues in your local scene and you got to make connections and friends. So it's like why are we just sitting here making posts all day? That's not why I joined a band.
I mean, I get the thought process, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna completely shit all over that, but yeah, you're right. It's not how it works. I mean, yeah,
like a
I mean,
balance.
I guess that kind of falls into the category of how things are today, where people want that instant. I don't want to say success, but like that instant, like, oh man, our first show is going to be, opening for, I don't know, Tool or whatever, like,
Yeah.
and that'd be like, and then there'd be no work involved in the, I mean, shit.
Exactly.
I've been doing this podcast for almost 3 years now. Like I said, 100 and some episodes, and there's some videos get 2 views. I hope you're not one of them, but you know, then there's some that get a few hundred, and there's some that get a few thousand. But
Yeah.
these are the things we got to be consistent and work hard, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be a little petty right now, but you know, we've been playing out for like probably only a year now, and we probably get a bigger crowd than Barry Giants ever really did. And I think
Even
it's
this last show that we played, we brought a good amount of people.
yeah, we sold the most tickets, so we played because we just played at the Palladium on Sunday.
Cool.
And we like the flyer had us playing second, but we sold the most tickets, so we got bumped to like the second to last.
Oh, is that why that happened?
Yeah, that's
Is
why.
that still a
I
thing?
didn't know that.
Is that still a thing, like the pay to play concept?
So it wasn't pay to play,
Well,
but it was like
but it essentially was.
it was, but we didn't pay. We sold the tickets for it. So like if we sold 0 tickets, we would open
Okay,
and we wouldn't get paid because we got a cut from the ticket sales.
sure. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
I
people like
agree.
I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, it happens, right? Like, it's kind of like, I don't know. People try and cover their ass. Like, they want to. I mean, I get it. Like, you gotta hustle. You gotta sell tickets. Like, bring your fans out. It's such a hard space to navigate. It's such a.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to write great songs. You want to perform best of your ability, and hopefully people just like that and come out to shows. But like, it's hard, right? So I mean, I get like venues or promoters or whoever like trying to like, hey guys, like, yeah, got the show, like, but like, here's some tickets to sell. I get both sides of it. I don't know.
Because
I
I
don't
mean, they
know.
also need to cover their overhead too,
Right.
which I
So I don't know.
understand.
Like, I don't know where I kind of fall with that. Like, I get it, but I don't like it. It's weird.
I mean, there's plenty of bookers that I won't name around this scene that have asked me, like, hey, can you play this show? But it's this much money to play.
Yeah.
and it's like in Western Mass somewhere, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be able to get anybody out to Western because we're like near Boston, like
Yeah.
not even, and I'm like, nobody's gonna drive to like up to New Hampshire or whatever, like that area. I'm like, why would I agree to this? You know? And it's like I'm not paying to play that.
Yeah, and also too, like if you're a venue and you're trying to like, just support music, like
Yeah.
you kind of almost have to just take the risk and be like, hey, like we're a venue. We're here to support the arts. We're gonna, we're gonna make our nut on the main act and, have support from other people. And if they make a couple bucks, cool, but like it just kind of helps everybody, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's also like, the venue also has a bar, so they're making money, like
Right.
they're making money off of the bar. And I know where I used to book, it was like I was separate from the venue, but like they kept me on because as long as there are people coming in buying food and eat and drinking, the bar doesn't care who I put on as
Right.
long as they bring people in. So yeah.
Well, I'm not a promoter. I don't own a venue. I probably shouldn't talk to all of that, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. But so from the ashes of buried giants comes EverChanger. And it sounds like a lot of buried giants kind of, disbanded from that and kind of stayed intact and formed this band in Massachusetts. Are you guys Celtics fans?
um,
Passively.
Passive.
yeah,
I mean,
I don't really, no, I don't, I'm not
Yeah, I
really.
Due to
don't.
proximity.
they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. I almost canceled tonight so I could watch the game. That's why I thought maybe you wanted to do it earlier tonight so you could like get off with me and
No.
it's actually halftime and it's tied 64-64.
Is that a lot of
Go
baskets?
Celtics.
Well, I mean, I'm a Celtics fan. My dad was a Celtics fan. He passed away almost 20 years ago, so I just kind of started liking the Celtics because he liked them and Michael Jordan was retired from the league and whatever. So, yeah. But sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. But
Worries at all, man.
so not basketball fans. That's fine. That's fine.
More of a baseball guy.
Okay. Well, Red Sox beat the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yes, sir.
It is
I'm more of a-
May 21st. We're recording this. If anyone's like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? It's game 4 of the conference finals.
I'm actually an F1 fan, actually.
Yeah,
Did you talk
that's
about that last time?
I think we did.
'Cause that's weird.
Is this weird to you? Why does everybody say that's weird?
I mean, you're
It's
watching
weird.
cars go in circles,
There's not circles, they're tracks.
Hey,
They're tracks.
Circuits.
dude.
They're circuits.
Well, it's okay.
Is F1 like more of those like oh, how do I say, do they have like I can't even
Like cage
They're
body.
they're like the open cockpit,
the single seater.
yeah, is that it?
single seaters. Yeah,
that
they're
F1?
like just yeah.
With like the
It's like-
spoiler on the back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the huge spoiler and
Okay.
everything.
I used to go to drag races as a young man, as a young boy.
Used
That's
to my dad had like this PS2 drag racing game, but he was really bad at it, so he kept crashing into the walls all the time and the car would blow up. I'm like, why did we buy this game? It was like on the PlayStation 2. Good times.
I'm sorry, EverChanger. Let's get back to the business. So, buried giants is buried, and
It's buried.
EverChanger rises from the ashes. The name. Let's start there. Where does the name come from?
Well, Cody.
Yeah,
Cody.
Cody.
Well, you guys
Cody's
always
time to shine.
Well, you're the one
Cody
that came
hates
up with it.
answering the question.
I don't know why. The lead singer.
So Cody's the
know,
lead singer. Cody,
Yeah.
Cody, raise your hand. Okay,
Vocalist, lead
Cody's
vocal.
Lead vocalist.
lead
Yes.
vocalist. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, for names, we kind of were just trying to figure out something that would like represent what we want to do with music. So, we kind of tried just finding like a bunch of like different words that would sound good together but have meaning, and we were having a really hard time with that. And then, yeah, I mean, it's true. No, we really were.
Yeah, we were.
We were struggling for like at least a week. Um, yeah, and then thought of EverChanger. And I know EverChanger is an Invent Animate album, but like they don't own the name, right?
What is? Wait, hold on. What is it?
So you know the band Invent Animate?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I love
Well,
them.
put it up. Well, they have an album called EverChanger.
Okay.
People
What's-
have
What's
already
the name of the band name? I'm sorry. Is again? I'm sorry.
Invent Animate.
Okay, I'm gonna check them out. I always like to listen to new stuff.
Oh, dude, they're sick, man.
All right. So
They-
Invent Animate has an album called EverChanger.
Yeah, they have an album called EverChanger, and people have already said stuff about it. But it's like, how many bands do people know where like, where
How many
names are very
bloodbaths
similar,
and-
or like,
Yeah.
yeah, like literally, man. Like I can, if you gave me like a solid 5 minutes, I could probably name like 3 bands that have very similar names. It's like, dude, like why is this an issue? It just the name we all decided, even though that it's an album from like a pretty popular now band, we kind of just rolled with it because it's a really good name for what we're trying to do with music. Like our sound, like especially like with our new stuff that we're gonna be recording soon, it's like evolving. It's like, ever changing. So like,
Okay.
that's kind of like the whole shtick about that, I guess.
And
Yeah.
how would you describe the band's sound?
Well,
And
can I take this one?
Both can take this one.
guess
Well-
Jesse wants this one.
Well, going off of what Cody just said in the meaning, like my feelings behind the meaning and stuff is like we're not pigeonholed into a genre. Like, oh, we're a modern metalcore band. You can't play like just hardcore slams and like crowbar riffs because like that's not technical enough or whatever. So the sound is like a mix of, of course, all the different stuff that we like to listen to. In the past couple years, I've been getting on a real like hardcore, like Knocked Loose,
Oh, we know. Oh, we know.
terror kind of wave. So a lot of that has been coming through in the writing, but then there's also like kind of hints of death metal at times, and there's hints of like punk and like classic ideas of metalcore. So it's a blend of stuff. And so
I
when
think-
people ask me, I say like, oh, we're a modern metal band because it's like as general as I can get,
Yeah. When I'm writing riffs, I'm kind of like, I'm not putting myself in a box. I'm like, what sounds good here? And I'm like, it sounds cool. I'm gonna keep it. Like, oh, this isn't a metalcore riff. I can't put that there. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's like is this the new song has like a 2-step part in the middle for no
Oh,
reason?
yeah,
Yeah.
because I went to a couple shows and was like,
Yeah.
damn, we need more 2-steps in our music.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a 2-step part
It's-
in the song that I had already finished,
Yeah. And I just really enjoy how the writing is for this band because it's very like very on the same page and wavelength where it's like, oh, because there was one time I wrote a song, it's out now. It's like, oh, I put this breakdown part and I'm like, all right, what comes next? I'm like, oh, I'll just make it slower. And then I just kept making it slower and slower as a joke. And I sent it to them and they're like, hey, this is awesome. Like, wait, what? You think that's cool? And he's like, yeah, what if you do it again? I'm like, okay.
Also,
Yeah.
I think we
same
just
song,
we
that
just have
same
like a
song-
lot of fun with it.
that same song, if you listen carefully, there are bongos in it.
Yes, there are. Hey, that was my idea. Don't steal
go.
that.
Is that song already released, or is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
one's that?
that's Voice of a Martyr. It's the last track on
That's
the
my favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
That
Hell
that
yeah.
one was actually a very interesting one for us to write, produce, and release, because it was originally not going to be with that collection of songs. It was like one of the, at the time, recent ones that Will had written and like sent to me on Guitar Pro and stuff.
The
And
night
it was
of.
supposed to be kind of like this, kind of like what Cody said earlier, like this evolutionary piece, like, oh, this is for the next set of releases and it'll show how we're growing or whatever, because it's a little, more progressive than the other ones maybe. But so we were like on the fence about doing the, at the time, fourth song, and I was like, can we just do this one? And everyone's like, yeah, I mean, we know it. Do you have lyrics and stuff? And me and Cody kind of got together and we're like very quickly, if at all, actually, I don't really remember. But it was kind of like we were like, let's just send it and try and get this song done. And we were doing, and then as far as tracking it went, we were doing 2 songs that day. And so we were there for like, me and Cody were there for 9 hours or something. Everyone else had left because like their jobs were done. And all we had to do was the vocals on it. And no one else knew what the vocals were going to sound like. And so we recorded them and sent them like the rough mix that Drew, the producer, which we'll be sure to talk about a lot.
Oh yes. Oh,
'Cause
bless
we
that
love
man.
Drew. But we sent out the rough mix and it was their first time hearing the song, as I at least had heard it when Will sent it to me, and like we did our assembly line thing. And so it was just this really cool moment of like, like everyone just like discovers this song that we wrote, kind of.
Yeah.
Like Will, Chris, and I, we were in the car.
Yeah.
We had just like entered Massachusetts because Drew is from Connecticut, so it's a bit of a hike.
Like deep Connecticut. I'm talking like
And
Hartford, Oxford.
yeah, and we were all like, oh shit, they sent the mitts. So
Yeah.
we
Put it on,
listened
put it
to it
on.
all. Like we were listening to it in the car, and we kind of had that moment all together where it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What was the moment in the song?
When you came in with the vocals, I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
Like at the
Oh.
very beginning?
At the beginning,
Yeah.
yes.
I was like
right
not
away.
expecting that at all. I'm
See,
like,
that's
holy
why
shit.
it's such a cool moment, because it's like, for selfish reasons, obviously, it's like, it's an awesome feeling.
Well, that
like,
was kind of the first song that I heard, like, because that song is very heavy on your cleans. I
yes.
think that was like one of the first songs I've heard, like you really do like singing.
Yeah. Like
That song
extended
definitely those things.
verses or chorus. Yeah. Yeah, it was just this cool thing though, because they kind of just trusted that like what I wrote for it wasn't crap,
Yeah.
and then they liked it. So it was cool. And it's a fun song that I kind of hate playing live, honestly, because it is.
Oh,
It's-
you hate
it's
playing
me.
it live.
Well, yeah, it's a tough lead part.
I mean,
but
I'm
then
fine
it's also
playing it
just,
live.
everything where I'm not singing is like, I love playing that part. I love playing the breakdowns. The chorus though, it's like, I'm in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a cool song. It's off the your EP you released back in March, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What is that EP called? I'm not gonna try and fuck that up.
Exterminatus, which
Sounds
is
so metal.
probably a reference.
It is a reference to
Well,
So what?
that you won't get, but
Warhammer 40K.
No.
It's that tabletop game.
and book series.
And I was about to say
Uh-huh.
books. Oh my God.
And there's games.
and games, video games, card games.
So in
multimedia franchise.
Yeah.
in
yeah.
in the lore, exterminatus means blowing a planet up.
It's an imperial order to blow up a
Yes.
planet because the infestation of heresy or xenos is beyond repair. and his foobar. So they blow up the planet.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not familiar with the term at all.
Me?
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. Yeah, no clue.
Only me and Will and Cam actually are kind of
Yeah.
Like
Warhammer
scripture.
fans.
We're on the same page, dude. I honestly was like, dude, really?
Cody was very on the fence about it, and we kind of had to like convince him to go along with it.
Oh, there you go. That's a Warhammer
Jesus.
mini right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
let's
something.
let's go up to the top corner here because this guy looks like he's flying a spaceship. What do you got going on over there? He's pulling out figures. You
Oh, Cam.
dude. So I got into
Cameron.
yeah. Either or.
What's the what's your role in the band, Cameron?
So I'm the lead guitarist, and I've been working up the ability to do some backing vocals too. And I just do noodly things, you know. I kind of
do nude things.
I do nude things, yeah.
That
Oh, he
too.
also does
So
that
every time, like, say I get something from one of these lovely gentlemen, they'll be like, yo, I got this idea, I got this little doodly do, and then I'll come in and I'll say, ooh, loodly loo, and then I'll do it because I don't write the way they do. Like they're very guitar pro. I'm very like I write kind of in the moment. Probably lack of schooling, you know.
But I mean, that's what makes it work too. It makes it work.
Yeah. So I usually just do like I do lead stuff and I help with some backing lows. I add layers. I'm a layer to this.
Yeah,
record.
You're the wild card. You're a wild card.
I'm the wild card. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was one time we brought a song to you, and basically me and Jesse will write a song and we'll send it to the group chat, and then I don't know what the hell Cam does until practice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he'll come in and he'll start doing like this
yeah.
line, and I'm like, the fuck is that guy doing?
I wrote a sweet pick recently,
Yeah,
which
I'm
I
like,
used
the
Guitar
fuck?
Pro for. I used Guitar
Yeah,
Pro.
he's
I'm
learning.
improving.
You are
Very
improving.
good.
I'm improving.
But like I kind of just like me and Jesse just kind of trust Cam when it comes to writing lead stuff.
And it's
you
so
know?
nice. They just like there's been like one time they said, let's not do that there.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
most of the other times they'll be like, yeah, that works.
Yeah, there are some times where I will write like a specific part
Yeah.
for Cam, but then other
And then
times
I'll tweak it. I'll
Yeah,
change
you'll make it
and he
playable.
doesn't even know.
Make it playable. Yeah.
yeah, make it playable. Yeah, and I just really like this dynamic of writers that we have. It's very like it's
very healthy.
I feel like I can like if Jesse sent me a song, I know I can be like, yeah, this sounds like shit, you know. And then me and him will like go on Discord and we'll share each other's screen. Like there's been times where like we've rewritten a whole song in one night or something. And I just really like that we can communicate, you know, easily.
Yeah. Discord and Guitar Pro are like
Yeah.
the two greatest musical
Greatest
writing tools
inventions.
ever.
Talk to me about Discord. I mean, what was I forget what I was on, and it took me to Discord. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I'm not a musician, so what is that? What is that all about?
Discord is actually it's like made for gamers actually.
That's why I'm not involved.
What you can do is you can make like this channel, and then like say you and your buddies on the computer play a game, you can all hop on like a voice channel. What we do, because a lot of bands actually kind of do this, to make like a sort of like circumvent the algorithm on social media, you get people to join your Discord, and you can pretty much be like, oh hey, we have a show on this date, and we post it in the Discord, and we tag everybody in the Discord. So we have like 46 people in our Discord. So like we know that those 46 people will see that we have a show instead of
In
like
other words, it's a cult.
Yes, it's a cult, basically. It's just like something easier to like. It's kind of our Discord's kind of a community because we have a lot of friends in our Discord who are also in local bands, and we have a music channel where we like, hey, if you have new music, just post it up on here. you know, so it's kind of like the way me and Cody built it is just kind of like everybody who likes, like all of our friends who are in bands can use it, and then all of everybody's fans can kind of just congregate there. And then there's also like networking aspects where it's like our producer Drew is in there too. So if somebody's like, hey, does anybody know a producer? We can like just tag Drew and be like, hey, this guy's a producer. And you know, like network and help and kind of support everybody else in the music
And
scene.
like there's also like you can give people roles in Discord. So like the way we have our set up, we have like, you know, we have guitarists, bassists, pianists, producers, we got gamers, we got vocalists, guitar, like a
Drummers,
bunch
bro.
of and like
Yeah, drummers.
drummers, yes.
Drummers aren't real.
Yeah, but like yeah, we have like roles like you know, everybody that joins, if any of those roles are like, you know, if any of them are in those roles, like if you're a vocalist or whatever, you get that role, and then you know, if people like look on the Discord, they can see who is what, you know what I mean? So like it's also kind of like a hub to like maybe even potentially find other members, like
Yep.
more so down the line, but you know, as it grows, it'll, you know,
Yeah,
it's one of the things pretty much, yeah.
I think it really helps with people like because I feel like, you know, like we're a band, right? And we're kind of like in this little bubble. And it's like you're kind of a, you know, like there's other bands out there, and it's like, you know, sometimes it's just like a lack of confidence or whatever, and you just want to talk to people. I mean, there's definitely times where it's like, you know, we're not always talking about music. There's definitely times in the Discord where we're talking about like games or stuff, or we play games with other band members. We actually stream. Well, I and another guy in that Discord who's in another band, we stream and we kind of like get different people from different bands to join the stream and play games, and we like stream it on YouTube. So it's just kind of like a
I
whole,
come in the voice channel
yeah,
and
and then
talk
you,
about what I'm eating.
yeah, and you're talking about honey mustard chicken or whatever.
Good.
What I'm hearing is that Will has all of you replaced.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Pretty much.
yes.
He's got
Don't
a
worry.
rock.
Whoever quits, I already have your replacement.
Everyone's already replaced. I forget what I was using that. Like it was trying to take me to Discord. Like I had to go to Discord to do something, and I forget what the hell it was. But I'm not a gamer. I don't have time to get into that shit. Is it?
I would,
Would it
would
be?
even argue that Discord isn't even just it was made mainly for gamers, but it's definitely not like nowadays it's not even used for just gaming. It's kind of like it's almost like another Zoom, like a more modern Zoom.
It's more of like it's like a Facebook group.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
It's you make a community on Discord, but it's like, you know, it's more
that's a good way.
Than a Facebook group. Basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we touched about the gentleman in the dark. Who is that?
What's up, I'm Chris.
He's the sex appeal of the band.
Please, that's you.
This guy, our first show, risen up a girl at the bar the whole fucking time.
Wait, hold on. Let's go back. Hold on. I'm old. I haven't been in the scene for a long time. He was doing what now?
He was risen up.
Risen up. What does that
He
mean?
was like
talking,
flirting.
Charisma.
Yeah, he was like flirting. You know, he's like pulling some.
Yo, that's a much better word than flirting. Like, oh, I was flirting. I was rizzing this girl.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
It's Chris.
I'm gonna go rizz up my wife later.
Grizzler.
Yeah, you should get a costume like that. The Rizzler. I like that.
Yeah.
Halloween,
Oh my
man.
god.
Let's
Make that
go.
a shirt, dude.
Let's go.
Chris actually is like everybody loves Chris.
Yeah.
I love Chris.
Thanks, guys.
He's that strong, silent type. He just kind of
Yeah,
sits
he's
off the
so
background.
strong.
This man takes rocks from the ground and just smushes them
bathtubs
and turns them into like perfect granite sinks.
Yeah.
Yep, I just sit behind my drums and just
He beats on.
And
He
he's
beats on
so
one of those drums.
talented.
He is.
Thanks,
Chris
guys.
Chris, Chris is actually not our original drummer. So
I told
we
you guys, Will's got you all replaced already.
yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, Cody found Chris through
It's
a mutual
Discord.
friend. But yeah, Chris, tell us about how we found you.
I think it was through like a Facebook post.
Was it?
Craigslist.
Yeah. Well, that's
Oh,
how I
yeah.
found. That's how I
Men
found
seeking
Cam.
men, yeah. Yeah, I had left another band and kind of wanted to. I got like immediately lonely after like 1 week of not being in a band. I was like, no, I need to be in a band. And I think someone tagged me in a post. And Cody shot me a message, and they sent me. Was Disconnected released? I
I think
think.
Nocturne
No,
was.
was probably not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just
No,
Nocturne.
I think
But
it
yeah,
was Disconnected actually.
No, it was not.
Nah,
He
it
joined
was-
right before Disconnected.
Yeah.
But yep, I heard that one song and I was like, yep, yeah, I'm gonna come by. And as soon as I met them, I was like, yeah, these guys are cool as shit.
Yeah. Like
It's
after
a really
Chris
wholesome
left.
love story.
Yeah.
It really is.
After Chris left, like the barn, we call our practice space the barn. We were all like schoolgirls. We were like, "Oh my god, he's so cool!
Yeah.
Like, let's get him in our band."
Well, because here's why. Here's why. And it wasn't just because like, oh, he's so nice to look at or like how strong he is, blah blah blah. It was because we had obviously never played with him, and we just sent him a song. And the very first, we were like, let's just play it and see how it goes. And it was the best we had
Yeah.
ever played it.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it was just like such an instantaneous, like
And that
like
was
musical click. Yeah.
before we had click tracks and
Right.
IEMs and anything. So that was like
So-
all raw.
And I can be very I don't know what a good word for it would be, or one that I should say on
It's safe.
a blog or whatever.
This is a safe place.
But it's like,
Anal.
I can sometimes be, well, yeah, anal, or like I can be like a Nazi about certain technical things, like, being right on time, or like,
You could
being
have said like
all the little
OCD. OCD.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was-
OCD.
there
Yeah,
were
There were
for
definitely
the
other words
linguist
to
in the
use.
band.
he goes with anal and
I am a
Nazi.
good.
Hey,
I am-
And
I am
this
very,
motherfucker can
very
speak German
articulate.
too, so it makes it even worse.
Oh, just about to
God
say,
damn it!
that's-
Our
that's-
guitar is canceled
Nine.
for heritage.
Yep.
But yeah, so like even after our shows, like I remember after our first show, like we did awesome, and everyone was like, oh, blah blah blah, and like we went outside and had like a little talk, and I was like, yeah, not cutting it for me. I like, and I was just like, I feel like not even about other people, but like about me. I was like, I feel like it wasn't what I could have been or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was fine. So it's like, whatever. But
Honestly,
so Chris, what?
Go ahead now, hon. No, man.
But so Chris, Will said, we didn't even have clicks. Chris showed us he had time
Yeah.
and stuff, and was like actually a good musician, and not just like, there's one thing playing along to a song, and there's another thing playing the song.
Yeah.
And he played the song, and so it was awesome. Oh, we got
That's
Chris.
great.
And then
Mhm.
today at practice, or like we were setting some stuff up today, figuring whatever out, and Chris couldn't come, and so Cody wanted to drum for a minute, and I was like playing along. I was like, God, I love Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, dude. I don't practice the songs, dude.
We're just joshing
It's
you.
okay. It's
Also,
okay.
fun fact: we do have 3 drummers in our band.
Yeah, there's 3 drummers in this band.
Or
I
in
hate
the
it.
I'm
making.
under a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got eyes on it.
Like, all right, Chris, you're playing
Or-
guitar now.
My dad, Chris, is constantly, whenever I bring up like anything about our band, he's always like, and your drummer can actually play this, or like, whatever questions, a guy like him would have. And so, yeah, I'm always like, yeah, Chris is actually good. And he's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Chris is the
Dude,
man.
we gotta
man.
get your dad to come out to a show and spit and kick
I
somebody.
know. Thursday's his birthday, actually. And so I'm trying to convince him to come out to the one on Saturday. Just like as a little like, oh, this will be fun to do, like,
Yeah,
birthday, whatever.
totally.
But
Come get sweaty with us at Revere.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, he very much appreciates this kind of music. He would never listen to it, but
No.
you know, he's a product of his time and grew up listening to Rush and shit like that, you know,
Classic
whatever.
rock, hell yeah.
Yeah, classic.
And now he's a classical musician, but so he's very, you know, yeah, appreciative of it. We went to a Jason Richardson and Luke Holland concert like years and years ago, together, and he loved that, and that's, you know, that's pretty metal as fuck. So, you know, but yeah, should get him out to a show.
That
That's
would be
kind of where
fun.
I am. Like, I mean, like this genre is not my go-to, but obviously I appreciate the art, right? And then I like the fact that, you know, you mentioned EverChanger and having that, like, not pigeonholing yourself, because I think that song Voice of a Martyr is completely different than a lot of the stuff on that EP.
Classic, you know, metalcore. First three songs are a Michael
Yeah.
Bay. The last song is, you know, existential crisis.
Yeah. There's another song on that EP that I would like to mention.
No,
No.
we're wrapping it up. Sorry.
Nah,
No, okay.
got time.
All right, never
Oh,
mind.
go
That's
ahead.
all we
I'm
got.
kidding.
What's the name of the? Oh yeah, Simulation Reality. So it's a really fun story. The day we kicked out our first drummer, I went home and I wrote a song called "Drummers Aren't Real," because every time I've been in a band, the drummer is like the person nobody can find. Like there's no drummers ever. And I bang this song out, and it's like, Chris, you tell the rest.
It's the hardest thing I've ever learned in my entire life.
It's pretty up there,
Yeah. I pulled out all the tricks, all the time changes and time signature changes and everything.
yeah.
and
He
the-
intentionally tried to make it impossible for a drummer to play.
And this man took 2 weeks and learned it.
Yeah.
Like,
So it was really fun.
yeah,
What
it
does
was-
someone have to do to get kicked out of the band? How do you get
Well,
kicked out?
can I, the tempo Nazi, take this one?
Sure.
Yes, you
The
can.
anal Nazi, take it away.
Anal Nazi.
First of all, the movie Whiplash, I have it on DVD.
Oh my
so.
God, you're gonna really bring that movie up.
What is happening?
But so here's the TLDR of it is that
Okay.
the very first song that I wrote for the band turned into Evermore, the second song on the EP. Okay.
Yep.
So that was the first song. We've had it for the longest time. It was the first one we were practicing with the new first drummer, and he was the only one that he did have a click going. We would give him the BPM of the song and he would put his headphones on and he had the click, but we didn't. And so it was all about trusting him. And it was set at, I don't know, it's at like 120, 130 BPM, something
I
like
think
that.
it's-
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
132.
132, sure.
Right.
And so
Oh, that sounds like a Jesse tempo.
yeah,
Something weird.
I could go on a whole rant about that, you know, but anyway, so we would give him the tempo and he would set it and we would play it and we would always feel like we're slowing down and like, oh, this doesn't feel right. Is that the right tempo? And so we would have him up the click and we would end up playing it at the same tempo and up and we would put it up at like 180 BPM and it still felt slower than 132. And it was just that I could only take it for so long. And everyone knows me. I'm a nice guy. I'm a cool enough guy. But then you mess up the tempo and then I start to get a little bit wacky, okay? So it was you know, we tried to talk to him, tried to cut him some slack, tried to give him time, and it just wasn't improving. The song performance progression as a band wasn't fast enough for us to be satisfied. So
And to put it in a perspective, when did we start this band? Like
we formed
April
in April.
of
last
last
April.
year.
yeah.
23.
So
Yeah.
there was like a time where we didn't have a drummer for like, what was it like?
2
It was
months.
like
2 months or something.
Really? That was it.
2 or 3 months. It
Yeah.
felt like a long time, but
Yeah, so there was like
it
a
was
time
just,
where
like, late summer.
yeah, there was like a long kind of gap period where nothing was really happening, you know. And then Chris came by and saved the band. Chris saved the band,
Yeah.
basically, because Jesse was going to join the Air Force.
I was gonna join the Air Force, and then this is
For real?
not even like this
Yeah.
isn't even hyperbolic or anything. This is literally just we didn't have a drummer. I was bored, so I was like, let's join the Air Force.
All right, dude.
And
hold
I was
on.
going to. I was like ready to send in papers. I had done all the research. I had been like going to the gym. I was getting ready, and then we found Chris. The tryout went well, and I totally dropped all of it.
I love that for you, bro.
You know, so the crazy thing is, like, I could be God knows where right now
Right.
in
be
the
flying a plane right now.
military. But yeah, no, I have a drummer now that's actually good, and you know, yeah,
Not
so
just good.
Which
not just good. Yeah.
handsome, strong.
Yep.
Oh God,
Quiet.
Jeez, guys.
Bro,
You're too kind.
Chris
he's
is
a
like,
muscular teddy bear.
oh my God, he's the best,
So
honestly.
cool.
Jesse, would you say that it's Jesse, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, of all the things you could do, like, all right, we don't have a drummer. Maybe I'll just quit music, or maybe I'll go scoop ice cream, or maybe I don't know, anything else. Why?
well,
Why that?
I have what I would describe, at least from my age, as a very successful career. And so it wasn't about like a job or anything. It was about like being bored and stuck and, you know, that kind of thing. Like I'm a corporate rat, you know. So, you know, go and be a military rat, you know. The Air Force, I'm not a Marine, okay? Like, I'm not a Navy SEAL. It's the Air Force. I would be like a desk jockey that has like, you know, a pool and fucking carnivals on his base. You know, it's not the Marines where you're, you know.
Yeah, but still, like anything
kissing
else,
each other's
anything
mouths for
else,
fun.
like
Yeah, anything else, sure. I mean, it was honestly, it was something that like I had thought about in the past and whatever. It wasn't a total on the fly
okay, all right.
thing, but yeah. So, and it's funny too because like for a while at least, my dad would be like, "Whatever happened to that Air Force thing? You should do that. Like you're gonna change that trajectory in life because of the band, blah blah blah." I'm like,
Yeah.
just wait for this EP to drop, you know.
Wait, you ain't heard nothing yet.
$dollars in total on Spotify and Bandcamp or something, and I was like, "See, there we go."
Yeah. We
We
paid for the Taco
buy-
Bell on the way home.
I probably spent the rest of my life wondering what it would be like if I was Lieutenant Schultz, because that was
from
when the-
Hogan's Heroes.
that's cool. And like, you know, free donut day at Dunkin's and like that kind of stuff. They are,
Wow.
you know.
I understand.
But yeah, I just have to say this is definitely, I am enjoying my time in this band more than I ever did in my old band.
Well, yeah. Well, it sounds to me like, you know, all the pieces are kind of fitting. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you have Jesse who's like, "Ah, fuck this, I'm going to join the Air Force." And like, Chris saves the day, and you know, you have Cameron noodling around, and it just it sounds like this works. So with that being said, what does the future look like for EverChanger? I know, Will, we talked about kind of like what the scene looked like in Massachusetts. I think I talked to you last. I don't think. No, I had gone. I'm a huge Boston fan, not just of the sports, but just the city in general. I'm familiar with Boston, but like you're kind of outside a little bit. I mean, what's the future look like for you guys, and kind of what's the scene look like up there?
World Tour 2025.
Well,
You don't have that much time, buddy. You because like I
Okay.
said, Will's got you guys replaced. You guys got to do it this year.
if I smell one thing of mutiny, you're out.
Never captain.
So yeah. So honestly, I kind of sat down with these guys like like I said, when we first kind of came together, and I'm like, hey, I want to go on tours. I want to I want to try my hand at, you know, kind of making this a thing, And everybody was kind of on board. So I'm like, all right, cool, we're all on board with this. So I think our future is just like, little by little, you know, our first year we kind of stayed in the bubble of like Massachusetts, Rhode Island. Next year, I kind of want to be like, all right, let's try to get in Connecticut. Let's try to go play up in Maine or New Hampshire, Vermont. And then like,
Are we still doing that?
no,
Like on the
Cody,
weekend? Thought we were
Cody,
doing that.
that was canceled a while ago.
Not the July one or
Oh,
whatever.
you mean August?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a band from Delaware hit us up talking about doing a weekender for PA, New York, Connecticut. Just kind of like, yeah, we can do it and see what happens. Um, if it does like become a thing, great. If it doesn't, it's no big deal. But I think, our good strategy was for this year, like, definitely play the local scene, play the local venues. Honestly, I can't believe we played the Palladium in our first year playing. We were just there Sunday, and that was insane. Like, people showed up, and like, I'm like proud of this band. Like, there's people like us, and it's really not, it's a good feeling. So
People
I think
do like us, and that's kind of crazy, actually.
I know
'cause,
it
like,
is. It is pretty crazy.
Me and Will, at least, we're always talking about whatever, and we're just like, God, I hate our music. Like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, this is dogwood.
Like, what did I say the other day? And I'm like, oh, I hate playing because our music that EP is old now. Let's play the new
Yeah,
stuff.
it's been
I don't
out
want to
for
play.
3 months.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's old. That's
Yeah,
still
you're-
3 months ago.
You're like comedians. You write material and you gotta throw it away.
Yeah,
Right.
but
On
I
to the
think
next.
our future is definitely looking good. I mean, I definitely, because I do all the booking and all that stuff. Well, I mostly do all the booking, so I definitely have like kind of thinking ahead a little bit, you know. But I think
Why
we're on a
was
good trip.
why was the Palladium important?
The Palladium is like
But that was a
the
dream.
that's the spot.
Yeah.
Really kind of to play. It's kind of like if you see a band that says, oh, they're playing like a big band, be like, oh, on their tour list, it's like it says Worcester, Massachusetts, they're playing at the Palladium. Like that's the spot. It was
It's
on
a-
the small. What?
I was just gonna say it, at least in like the metal genres, it is
Yeah.
a very like go-to spot.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's
We-
also
we-
where the New England Metal Festival is. It's in like their outdoor, it's
Yeah.
in their parking lot, but it's like a huge area.
I feel like I've heard the name before, and that's like I'm like that sounds like it's important, and it sounded like it was
Yeah.
important to you guys too. So I definitely wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, it's like so there's actually two stages there. There's one downstairs, which is like where the big bands play. Like I'm talking like Beartooth
National
or
X.
yeah, like
Filter.
any of those like big bands. And then
Kill
the
Switch.
upstairs, yeah. The upstairs is where like the local acts play. And I mean
There's, like,
it doesn't
Pretty big bands that play the upstairs Palladium too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
like,
seen, I've
it-
seen
Like to
Cattle
me it doesn't
Decapitation there.
it doesn't really matter because I can say that I played the Palladium.
yeah.
That's like a check, off
Yep.
the list of venues that you want to play at. And it was a really good experience. Actually, it wasn't a good experience.
Well, we had some tech struggles,
Oh, yeah.
and so our set got limited in some ways, but
yeah,
and we all kind of got off stage kind of in a huff, and we're all
we
kind
were
of
like,
upset about what had happened and what went wrong. And then we talked to literally like everyone else, and they're like, that was crazy. Like,
yeah,
like dudes in the parking lot were like, is that EverChanger? Like, y'all blew us away. And I was like, are they lying to us?
I'm like,
Yeah, like quite
I'm
literally.
like,
it did not feel like we did a good job at
No.
all. Like,
No.
I mean,
and it was only because of tech stuff.
Yeah.
Like we all played
yeah, like, that was a
very
big part of
proficient.
it. Morals were definitely down from it because we lost like 12 minutes out of our set.
Yeah,
So
it was pretty
songs.
rough.
We
Yeah.
played
But
4 songs.
it was a good recovery though.
Yeah,
I literally could not do any crowd work. Like it was bad. Like it was just
Yeah.
go, go, go.
Yeah.
I
And
kind of liked it though, honestly. I kind of liked just
Yeah.
playing song after song
that
after song.
adrenaline thing.
And
you
I actually
know?
meant to say this. I took my sister Natalie to the show, and so we were in the car on the way home, and she was saying like, "Yeah, you guys should do that. Like at least when you have like maybe like the next couple songs come out, and you're trying to fit like 8 songs into a set. Maybe like just play them.
Yeah.
Like no one cares about Jesse's
Oh, yeah.
shimmer preset. No one cares about Cody talking about sleep paralysis. No one cares about the merch table. They know there's a merch table. It's a show. They know we're on social media. It's 2024. Like, let's just play all the songs and be like a nonstop energetic show. So we
I
should
like that
consider
idea. I like that idea.
That's what I feel like bigger actual acts do. It's just like bang, bang, bang. And, maybe every few songs they stop for a minute or like do a gimmick.
well, they
But-
also have like an hour-long set.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have
They're
more
not gonna talk
material
about
and
that.
more time.
There
Can't
is
wait
some
to-
sort of catharsis to just going, going, going. Will and I are in another band outside of this, and we like a gimmick that we use is like sometimes we'll start if we're playing a new place, we'll go, this song's about smoking weed, and then we just play. Like
That's fair. I like that.
and keep the gimmick going every song. Like
every
song
song's
two.
about smoking weed.
No, but I think it's important to kind of. I like the idea of just playing music, right? Because like I know that one thing that I hate about going to live shows is it's just not the same thing, but like the set changes. I hate the length of time it takes between. So I want to see the fucking show, right? But if you're a band and you're just playing, you have like 8 songs and you just play front to back. I don't know if I want to hear that either. Like I definitely think you have to kind of relate a little bit to the audience, like just kind of connect a little bit, right?
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about experimentation. You got to see what works.
You're gonna
you
have
know?
like a happy medium for sure. Like
Yeah.
not like like it's not like I'm up there like saying paragraphs.
So it all
Yeah.
started when I was born, and
Cody
my
delivered.
mother
Yeah, you know?
thought-
Yeah, I mean, don't tell your life story.
yeah,
And Jesse, I'm not trying to shit on what your sister said. I'm just saying, like, again, one of those things where I agree with both opinions. I just think, I think it's important to really connect, especially at your
Yeah.
level. You have to kind of like,
oh yeah,
oh shit, like okay,
Yeah,
this
you
band
need
is-
like your introductions and your what the fuck is up Denny's and like maybe like this next song is about thing.
yeah.
And this is actually partially the reason why I'm like we started doing like kind of our like live stream on Fridays, where it's kind of just us hanging out in a voice chat like this and just shooting the shit and like
Wait, what? This is a live stream that
no
anyone can
like
watch?
what we do our own live stream on
Okay.
Fridays.
So people
on
can't watch
YouTube.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so people can watch on YouTube.
Yeah, like
Okay.
last Friday, we basically were on a voice chat, and I was just looking through Facebook Marketplace, just looking at like
I
weird
want Will to
shit.
buy a bike.
Yeah, he was trying to make me buy a motorcycle,
That's fun.
and I think that like kind of helps with like connecting with
Yeah.
people too. 'Cause it's like I'm not
Not just a super talented musician.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
also
What stop. But I kind of was talking to my fiance about this like once, and it's like, whenever I'm hanging out with her friends and they try to talk to me like I'm like some like music person, and I'm like, I just kind of like I'm like a dude, I'm a regular dude.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to like do the live streams and just kind of like, this is us, we're
Well, how do you guys
Still
feel
not.
about that kind of stuff? Because it's like it's a different world, right? As musicians and even just people, right? We're always constantly sharing shit. We're sharing our lives. We're the selfies and the videos and like I'm 41 years old. I know I look much younger than that. You don't have to tell me.
You look
Um,
21, man.
no, but like I just like so I had this podcast, right? Um, I don't know if probably don't know this. It's not important, but I'm going to tell you. Like I went when I was talking to Will last time. Will, I was working for a screen printing company. Since then, I went back to the job I had prior to that, which is working in radio. So I actually do I work in sales for radio, and then I also do an on-air shift on Saturdays for a classic rock station called Rock 107. Um, so I feel like I have to be kind of like in the social media space and constantly promoting this podcast, right? And it's not for me. It's more for like I want people to know about you guys. So I share like these podcasts because I want people to see them. Yes, are the views great? Of course, right? But I do this because I want people to be introduced to bands like yours. But it's like weird. It's like I don't it's I don't know if that's because I'm older and it's like I'm kind of like like I don't know if I'm too old for that or I think I'm too old for that. So it's weird for me to try and be like, oh yeah, look at me and I'm so like cool and look hip and like all this shit. So I guess the question I'm getting at is as a band at your level and your age is like, what's it like for you guys?
Like I'm trying to understand.
You're not
So
just playing music. You have to engage with your audience. You have
Yeah,
to do the streams that you're talking about. You
yeah,
have to like for me, like I'm saying, for me and my age, it's weird. It's awkward. I don't like it. But for people like you, like who are younger than me and kind of grew up with this,
yeah.
like
I guess I could say it's like I'm like very much an introvert. Like I like to stay home, and
Relatable.
you
yeah.
could
So
say he is chronically online.
shut up. So it's definitely like I do a lot of like the social media as well because you know, I kind of think that stuff is kind of fun. Like I'm very like an organized person. I like to, I organize posts, schedule like I run a playlist that I put local bands on, and I post about the playlist through our social media. So I'm kind of like supporting other bands in the scene.
that playlist
And
sucks. The playlist sucks. I just you got to be on Popko's picks.
yeah, well, I shared that today
I'm
too,
kidding. I'm kidding.
But it's just definitely like a learning curve, and it's kind of like, ugh, I gotta like make content, and I'm not one of those people that, I'll make like content, but it's also at the same time, it's like, okay, well, today I gotta do this, and it's like TikTok. I know everybody's gonna be on TikTok, and it's
Right.
like,
Like, how do you do it all?
I mean, I'm working all day, and half the time I'm working all day, I'm making content for the band. I'm like in the bathroom, like trying to make like a graphic real quick.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
that
like,
shit extends an extra 5 minutes.
yeah,
I truly don't understand how Will does it because
I
like I help with the social media a little bit, but like Will is definitely like the main person. And I'll
I
make like content every once in a while, but like he's like the main person. He's like on top of it. Like I I literally hate being on like Facebook and like I just don't really like social media. Like I'll like post a few things every once in a while, but like it's like it's just not my thing really. Like I suck
to,
at it too.
to put
But
it into
and
perspective, I logged into my own Instagram account for the first time in like a month today.
Did
Like
you
I'm
look at the
what
DMs I sent
Yeah,
you?
I've seen how
yeah,
many
look at
fucking
all my
messages you've
DMs I
sent me.
sent.
How many
I've
dick
got like
pics did you get?
I got like hundreds of fucking DMs from these two.
How many
And
dick
I'm
so
pics
like,
did you get?
I actually sent a dick pic the other day. No,
yes,
it
you did.
wasn't.
No, you didn't. You
It was a
didn't.
sack picture.
It was.
Oh,
And
Yes.
what
and
did
it
we put it on? What did we put it on?
We're not talking
Mars
about this.
attacks.
well, I just want to
But-
say that it looked like an
Okay.
amputee's
Well,
wrist nub.
quiet. All right.
Hold on.
So
Hold on. Wait. An amputee's what?
Huh?
What?
Like
An
it
amputee's
looked
what?
like someone who had their hand amputated's wrist nub.
So what? Going back to the
The
topic
cartoon
at
version.
hand. Going back to the topic at hand.
Oh.
A nice summary is, at this point in the band, we've all kind of found the niche that each of us can do. Will, you're very much a go-to like social media person. And
Just for reference here.
Oh my God, stop it.
Perfect. That's perfect.
All right. So, but we all have something that we can do. Chris is perfect the way
Chris
he
doesn't have to
is.
do anything.
Yeah,
I just do my
Chris-
drum
He
playthroughs.
just does drums. I don't need
He's-
anything
he's
from
Is this
Chris.
Cameron's way of like wrapping this up? Is he like, okay, we're done here?
To
Like,
summarize
No,
the
and that's
band.
and that's fine. Like, and it is getting late. It's 10:17 on a Tuesday evening. I get it.
I'm due to go soon. I get up, unfortunately, very early.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
yeah,
But,
but
That's fine.
No, I mean the dynamic of this band is very
very
good.
healthy. And
Yeah.
we can, like, a few months ago, Will's not afraid to say, like, hey, you need to pull your weight a little bit more with
Yeah.
this. Or
Will's a
if-
very tyrannical team captain.
yes, he leads the cult. But we all have something that we do. I handle the computer stuff.
Yeah, you do.
Jesse and Will handle like the bulk of the writing. Cody handles the vocals, and like we share a little bit of social media responsibility between us, and there's a very healthy dynamic here.
And it comes back to that conversation, like, do we want to try our hand at, like making it? And it's like, and they all said yes. I'm like, all right, well, this is what I need from everybody, So it's very like, you
Yeah,
guys want this? This is how we're gonna do it,
we all
we
love
have-
Will so much. He's not
Yeah.
pointing a gun at me. He is
No.
not pointing.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
I'll ask you guys one last question. I'll let you guys go. We talked about success before. At least Jesse did, kind of like, I forget exactly how he phrased it, but as far as his band goes, how do you view success? Because some people say, you know what? Well, I just interviewed a a comedian, and he's like, I realized that if I can, everyone thinks that, okay, if I want to be a comedian, I have to be at the level of Bill Burr or Chris Rock and be at the level and made that kind of money. And he said to me, he's like, I realized that, to be successful, all I have to do is like make a teacher salary. Not that there's like, putting them at a certain level, but I don't have to like be a
Fuck
household
teachers.
name. I don't have to be whatever. Like I
Yeah.
just need to be able to support myself, and that to me is success. So for you in this band, what does success look like for you guys?
Well, for me personally, going on a month-long tour, it would be successful for me. I would be able to like, okay, I'm good now, I don't know about anybody else.
I think for me, as long as we're kind of respected in the local scene and we can fill up a room and we get good live engagement, yeah, I mean that's kind of, I would consider that success.
Yeah, honestly, like if just one person comes up and like is like not even from like another band, like an actual spectator, if they just come up and be like, "You guys are so sick," like that to me right there is already, that's all I need, really. Like that's
I
it.
mean that happened Sunday.
Well,
yeah, and we
that-
thought they were
And
live.
the greatest part is, this is a really cool. I'm just gonna say this real quick. Our the girl that took pictures of us on Sunday, she posted on her own page, and Cody found it, or like he saw it, and somebody commented like, "Oh, EverChanger was like so sick." I'm like, that's awesome, because it wasn't even like, that was
One
like
of our
something
friends.
that was like something in the wild, that was like
Yeah.
out in the wild, and it was like, wow, that's pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie.
like I personally think we're already pretty like I want to say, not that we're successful, but like I think we're on the road to definitely being on everybody's successful radar, like whatever that is for everybody. I think we're heading there.
Well, all I need is a wall of death. If we can do that, I'm happy.
Well, I did write that death metal song.
Yeah, EverChanger, the death metal band.
EverChanger, the death metal band. What about you, Jesse?
I mean, hey, I would love to be the next, Knocked Loose or
Sure.
whatever, Spirit Box, whatever current huge band. Like, yeah, that's the dream.
Yeah, I think everybody honestly has
Well, it's a
that.
dream. It's a dream,
like,
right?
I'm
Yeah.
sure we would all love to do that.
Yeah.
Do I feel like I'll be a failure in life if I don't?
No, of course
No.
not.
But like I very legitimately, like I honestly feel like Cody said, like we're on a good path and like fairly consistent traction in, all of our metrics that we can measure. Where I feel like we're really finding like our sound. Like from a creative perspective. We haven't actually talked about Drew at all this whole time.
I know.
So let me say, our relationship with Drew Pokodowski, our Connecticut-based godsend of a producer, our relationship with him, has always been and will surely continue to be the most natural and like consistently improving, and the music just gets better and better and like all those great things.
He's so good to work with. Like,
yeah,
I feel so incredibly lucky to be in this band with these guys and have a great producer. Like, we just like we'll have arguments, but like it's never as bad as past projects I've been in, where like the next day I can be like, Cody, I'm sorry for being an
like
asshole.
arguments will always happen in any collaborative group effort, but like we're not toxic about it, or at least like all the time. We're
We
like
can-
ironically toxic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate
Like,
all you guys.
I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
I can't believe the luck that I've had with finding a group like this and having a great producer. I'm kind of like living the dream at kind of. It's just like it's so good.
Well, and like to finish what I was going to say though, like given all of those things that are already so good and continuing to improve, like I think we can reach a fairly substantial level where like, maybe we're not doing this full time and we still have to work a little or whatever, but we can be on tours with Sanguisugabog and with and with whoever the fuck, like we can be an actual band and not just like yeah, I'm in a band. Like no, like we're
plays Massachusetts like the whole 3 times.
Yeah, like
a month.
like tours and actually is relevant. Like I think we can get to an actual point of relevancy. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I appreciate your ideas of like levels of success, because like you don't need to be Aerosmith. You don't need to be Rush to be successful, right? Like we just need to be happy and fulfilled with what we're doing, and happy with people we're around, and respect one another, right? So it sounds like what you guys have is a good thing, and I think we talked about buried giants earlier. Like I think everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer in that, and I think
I mean, I wouldn't have found Jesse and Cam if it weren't for buried giants.
it's all good. So that may have ended in a way that was unkind or unwanted, but it forged a path for a different thing. So I wish the best for you guys.
I'm definitely gonna try and get us to Electric City, because I
you
like
guys
going to
got to
that.
come down. You got to come down the East Coast.
Yeah, I definitely like the panels and all that stuff. I think it was very informative.
Yeah,
I really want to go back. Even if
He
we,
brings it up all the time.
I do. It's really informative for you guys. You should definitely go. And
I
plus
want to
it's-
go. I want to
it's
go so
fun.
bad. I want
Just
to
get,
go.
yeah,
so
we'll
bad.
just get out of Massachusetts. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go. Scranton, the fucking Electric City.
Yeah, even
The
if we
office,
don't
let's
like,
go.
yeah, even if we don't get chosen to play, I still think it's worth just to have like
Where is it again?
it's in Scranton.
It's in Scranton.
Or-
Scranton.
Scranton.
So people who are uneducated, Scranton. So Scranton.
Scranton.
I used to say Scranton all the time until I actually worked for
Scranton.
a product that was in Scranton. So I'm like, oh, people say Scranton. Like, okay.
They say it the right way, not like the
Scranton.
Boston white trash way.
No, not
Scranton.
I'm not saying you guys did that. I always said Scranton.
Scranton.
That sounds lazy.
Yeah.
Scranton.
Well, you know the car Saturn? I used to say Saturn.
Saturn,
Okay.
Saturn.
Call
Uh,
of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Took a couple liberties
Modern
there.
Warfare.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
I tried my hardest to not have a Boston accent.
my fiance makes fun of the way I say pillow.
You
I
said
say pillow.
fiance really weird there too.
Yeah, I know. Almost.
All right, guys, real quick. Today is September. Jesus, May
Oof.
21st. This is gonna come out. This is gonna come out probably next week. May 31st ish. So from that standpoint, what can we expect from EverChanger this year?
So we've got a show Saturday. Next month we got a show in New Bedford. July we have a show in Providence. August maybe
Probably
weekender. Maybe weekender. September,
Providence.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
stacked one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
That's
stacked
the-
one.
That's the really good show that I put together myself.
Of course.
And then after that, we'll be in the studio. And then come next year, we'll have new music for everybody.
And in September, going to
then-
be at the ECMC.
Yes.
We also planning to do a MV as well.
Just say music video. Don't.
I know.
don't-
I know.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm hip to the lingo a lot of times, but MV, you lost me.
MV. Wait, is-
Can we start at that? Is that going to start as a thing right now?
please, I hope it
No.
doesn't start as a
Definitely
thing.
not.
It's
We're
not.
not.
He
a
likes
thing.
acronyms.
I work with the youth. I can tell you it is not the thing.
Cody, I'm sorry. That's not going to land. It's not going to work.
Yeah. The
Well,
band has decided
I'll-
that
I'll
it's
get
not going to
that.
be a thing.
Sorry. It's just not. Nope, not going to happen.
But yeah, so we got our last run of shows in the coming months,
Cool.
and then we're gonna be back in the studio, and then next year we'll be releasing more music and hopefully be in different states.
Awesome.
Yes.
So
And
Yeah.
where can people find you online?
you can find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, Spotify, YouTube,
TikTok.
TikTok,
My fans.
LinkedIn. You
Okay.
can find us on LinkedIn.
Big
I made a
professionals.
profile on LinkedIn.
Big professionals here.
Yes. And then I think we're on like Tidal and like all those other like
We are.
Dude.
different music.
Bandcamp. Did you say
Bandcamp?
Bandcamp?
Yeah, actually Bandcamp.
Cody
if you
left.
wanna-
Cody's like, fuck
yeah,
this. He's Cody's like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking done.
If
we
you want to
gotta
direct
wrap up
support
now.
us like directly, you can buy our music on Bandcamp. That money goes right to us.
Especially on the Friday.
Yep. And I think what is it? Name your price, or is it like
It's $2.
$2 for all of our music that we have out?
Literally all of the
That
music,
includes
so-
the EP and our 2 other singles.
And if you want to give a little extra,
yeah, you can
you
if you
can.
want.
Feel free.
And then
if you want cassettes,
yeah,
DM
we have
us.
cassettes. You
And
can
we've got
DM us.
merch.
We got merch. You can DM. Don't be afraid to like slide in our DMs. We'll always answer. Well, I'll answer because I'm on.
Yeah,
Facebook.
I tell people like my coworkers.
Look, they're like, no, this is Jesse getting a message. Will someone message the band account? What do I do?
Cody
Let's just
will
talk to them
open
like
it.
a human.
Respond.
Yeah, Cody
respond with
Cody
words.
will open it and not tell anybody, and I'll be like, what are all these red messages?
Cody will delete messages.
Yeah,
from Booker.
he'll delete emails, and I'm like, why are all these things in the trash?
Jesus.
But yeah,
Oh,
you can find us really anywhere.
everywhere.
Sweet.
At EverChanger MA.
EverChanger MA.
Well, congrats on your latest EP release. Everyone check out my favorite song, Voice of a Martyr. It's a fantastic song, but the EP in general is great. So best of luck to you guys. Appreciate taking the time to talk to me on a Tuesday evening,
Yeah.
late into the evening, 10:30. But hopefully I'll see you guys around.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for having us,
Thank you
man.
for
Very
having
much.
us.
All right, go Celtics.
Adios.
Go Red
So-
Sox. I'll see you guys. Will, stay around for like 2 seconds, okay? All right, see you guys.
Peace.
Later.
boys.
My entire life stayed between my